Hello everyone, welcome you all to my channel Techno Tutorial. Today in this video I have prepared a project for you by using Python and MySQL. As a front end we have used here Python, and as the back end I have used MySQL database here. Now step by step I am going to show you how I have done this project. If you want to learn the project completely, do not skip this video because it is very important. All steps is very important. If you will skip any of the part of this video, that means you will get confused. Okay, so that is why do not skip this video, just go through it properly, and it is very important. And if you have not subscribed my channel yet, just subscribe my channel because all the notifications you will get easily. So what I will upload, all 11 and 12 CBSE class 11 and 12, all computer science and IP topics I have uploaded in this channel. Okay, so you will get all this thing. This project I have done on bank management system. One simple project that I have prepared for you, which you can easily understand, and it is very helpful for you if you understand properly. So now I have prepared the report also that you can submit in your school at the end of your term, and safe copy is there with me, so I can show you the soft copy of the project, how I can run the project here. I will show you step by step. Okay, the report that you can print and directly submit in your school. So directly I have prepared like that. So now before starting the project you have to know, see, I have already uploaded school management system before in this channel. So now some of you have requested me to make the project on bank management, so that is why I have prepared this project, okay, in a simple manner. So now I have used the software here, this Python IDLE. See here, this one. So this IDLE is 3.9.2. okay, so you have also to install Python 3.9.2, or you can install Python 3.7 also, there also it will work. Okay, so now this IDLE software you have to install. Another software that you have to use, WAM server. Okay, so now I'm going to show you shortcuts. So here this one is WAM server. Just run this WAM server. So this WAM server also you have to install in your system before starting the project, that you have to know all this thing. So that is why just see what I have done and what you have to do. Okay, so when you will install this WAM server, so here this red icon is coming, so just click on this, it will become green. Okay, this red icon will become green. So at that time, see here this one green. So this WAM server you have to install. Okay, so now go to this folder again here. So now these two software you have to install in your system to run this project. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this project. If anybody need any help, any kind of help in this project, if you want this soft copy how I have prepared, that you want to print and you want to submit in your school, so that you can do one thing, you just mail to our mail ID that I'm going to give this mail ID in my description, or I will give in the video. I will show you here in the video the mail ID. So in that into that mail ID you have to send your mail that you want this project soft copy, so that my team will help you. Okay, so then my team will reply you. So now this is very important for class 11 for class 12 students, which is reading under CBSE. For all class 12 student, computer science and IP student have to submit project finally. So this project you can directly submit to your school. Okay, but you can understand from here, and the report is also ready with me. So I'm going to show you the report first. This is the cover page. See, just I'm going to show you the report first. So this is the cover page, a project report on computerized bank management system, for computer science students, prepared. See, this one for computer science student, and for IP is also there. For IP actually there needed graphical representation, right? And that means the data visualization is also there for IP students, but for computer science student data visualization is not there. So that is why, see, I can show you this with graphical report. This is for IP student, informatics practices students. So here graphical report is also there. So both I have prepared. So you can see this also. This is the cover page and this is the project. This is the project report. See, acknowledgement page is there, and here what to write, everything it is written here. Just you have to put your teacher's name here, Mr. who is there and who gave me, then you can submit in your school. So here see, certificate is also there. In this certificate, this teacher's name you have to write, school name you have to give here, and then this is the content page. So what it is there in my project, so all everything it is there, preface, aims and objectives, system description at a glance. So all everything I have done here, so that what you can do, you can directly print out this project and you can submit in your school. So see, there is a bank management system here, structure of tables, what the tables I have used in my project. So all these tables are also there. Registration and transaction, two tables I have done here. Forms and data environment use, so what you have used, see this thing it will come. So future extension, what you can do by using your project, or everything it is there, all the points I have given here. So after that, see screenshot of the project. So screenshot of the output screens, actually how it will come. So see, all everything I have run this already run this project, and this screenshot I have already taken and it has pasted here. So like that I have prepared the project, and the source code is also there. See, this is the graphical representation for the IP students, but these two images it is not required for computer science students. Okay, so like that also I have prepared the report. So now see source code of source Python code. So how I have prepared the project, so these are the source codes. So all the source code is also there. So like that, so see these are all the source codes, and at last this is the conclusion and this is the bibliography. So like that you have to prepare the project. This is the report. So report is also ready with me. So if anybody want this soft copy of the report, so you can mail to our mail ID. So I will give you the mail ID in the video or description, so that my team will reply you. Okay, so now we have to start the project. So now see what I am going to do. I am going to do the bank management system. That is the project, that is my project. So here all the files I have kept one of the folder, that is with graphical report or without graphical report, any of the folder, inside any of the folders. See, all these are Python files. These Python files are required for the project, and this is the database is also there. So directly you can import this database in your system. So how to import, I will show you, no issue. So now see, these files actually you have to keep in one folder in your computer. Okay, so these files you have to keep in one folder. So now see, this is the first file, that you have to make, and here actually the concept here we are using here Python module. So already you know what about the module. So module is what? Multiple numbers of functions we can write in a Python file, so that we can say that Python file is a module. Okay, so from that module we have to import any of the function in our main program. So now see, here I have prepared this one. This is the main, this is as the main file, this is the main program, bank management system. Just I am going to open this program, right click here, open with ideally. So here see, this is the program. So this is the bank management system main program Python file. Okay, .py means Python extension. So here just no need to see all these things first. Why I have used this? These are the module name. Main menu, this is one of the module name. Registration, this is another module name. Transaction, this is another module name. So all these modules I have imported here in bank management system Python file. So now what about the module? I have already said. Now see, these modules are also there in this same folder. In this folder, see main menu, this one, registration, this one, report, transaction, help desk. These are the modules, and these modules I have imported here in the bank management system. So these are the modules. Okay, so now what I have written there in these modules I am going to show you, no issue. So now see, I have started this project now. While true, that means see, this is while means this is a loop, already you know. Until the loop is satisfied, until the loop is true, this thing will repeat again and again, right? So now see here, in the first screen it is going to display this part. In the first screen, welcome to State Bank of India, RGB Road branch, and in the main menu these options are there. Number 1 registration, number 2 services, number 3 help desk, number 4 graphical report, and number 5 exits. So these options I have given in the main menu. In the first window you will see this part. Okay, when you will see this part, these are the options. Number one, if you will press number one, that means you have to select any of the number from here. So if you have selected this one, that means when you are going to press one, so that one it will store there in the choice variable. Choice is one of the variable. Into this variable int input enter your choice. So when you will press one from the keyboard, this one will store there in this choice variable. So if that means in conditional statement we have given choice equal to 1. If your choice is 1, then it will go to this function, it will go to this part. This part means, see what it has written, registration.reg menu. So what about this? Registration is the module name here. So this module already I have imported here in, see this module I have already imported here. In this registration module, reg underscore menu, one of the function is there. Okay, so we are directly redirect to this part if you will press 1. Okay, so now see how it will redirect, registration.reg menu. That means in this registration module, this reg menu function is there. Now just minimize this and just open this registration module. This is the registration module, right? Right click here, edit with ideally, just open this. So now I have opened this registration file, right? So now it was before, see this is registration and this is bank management. So here registration.reg menu. So now I have to go to registration. In this registration module, this reg menu one function is there. So inside this function, what it is there, all everything it will execute now if you will press 1. So now I have pressed 1, suppose. So where it will go? Into this file. So now if I am going to show you by running this program, just I am going to run this program. See, I am going to press this registration 1, press 1. Okay, now to run this project, just click on this run and run module. Just click on here. Okay, so this is the output screen is coming. Okay, so now see in this output screen what is coming. Number 1 registration, number 2 services, number 3 help desk, all these things are coming. That means this part is coming. See, this part is coming, okay, which is there in the bank management system. So only this part is coming in the output screen. Now here it is coming, see, press enter your choice. That means which line? This line, enter your choice. So when you will press your choice, that suppose I have entered my choice as 1, that means 1 means this is registration. Press enter. So now see this window is coming, this menu is coming, welcome to State Bank of India. That means registration is coming. In the registration, what it is there, only these options are coming now. So that means this function is executed. So when this function will execute, we will redirect to the registration file. So this is the registration file here. So in this registration file, these options are there. See, these option is coming in the output screen. See here, these options are coming in the output screen. So here this is registration, here it is registration, enter registration details, show registration details, search customer. So all everything what it is there in this program, and this part is coming in this output screen. So in the output screen, when I am going to press 1 now, enter your registration details. Okay, that means at the first time we have to add a new customer, we have to input the customer details. For that case, enter registration details will come. So now I am going to press 1, that means enter registration details. Press enter. Now what it is coming, see, enter customer name is coming. Now how it has come? For that, you just go to this program now. Here, enter your registration details, press 1. That means you have entered your choice here, press 1. If you will enter your choice here, that means if this condition is satisfied, so here it will redirect to this function. This function means what is there? Registration dot customer underscore details. Now you have to understand that registration dot customer underscore details means what? Registration means this file where I am now. So in this file, customer underscore details one function is there. Okay, we have to redirect to that function. So see, customer underscore details, where it is, just come down. Yes, define customer underscore details. This function is there. We have defined this function. This is the function definition part. In this definition part, we have done this program. Okay, we have done this part only. So now just come here. Here already you know, I think this part. This part means what? mycon co.connect host localhost. So this is the connectivity line. So that means we are connecting this Python with MySQL database, right? So what we are going to input here in the front end in the Python file, so that thing it has to store there in the database. For that case, we have to connect database here. So that is why these two lines I have written to connect the database. So now see, localhost means this PC where I am working now, and the root means username of the MySQL, and password blank. Blank password means there is no password in MySQL. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how it is. Just go there. This is WAM server already open. Just click on here. MySQL is there. Just click on MySQL. This is MySQL console. Just click on MySQL console. So here see, this is the username. What it is? This is root, right? Okay. Now see, enter password. No need to give password. Just press enter. Yes, the window is ready. That means what? Username is root there and password is no password. Okay, so that is why this is the thing. So username is root here and password is no password. After the database name, I have given here BMS. That means one BMS, one database I have created in my system. Okay, just I'm going to show you in MySQL here. Suppose the code already you know. So databases, so databases. Now see, these databases are coming, which is there in my system. So here this BMS, one of the database that I have already created. So now I am using this database. Okay, so now see, BMS, this database is there. So I have connected this database. Now inside, after connecting the database, what I have to do? I have to enter registration details, the customer registration details, enter customer name. See why it is coming. See here, enter customer name is there first. So we have inputted the customer name. Where it will go? It will go to CNAME variable. After that, enter account number. Customer's account number we will input. Customer's mobile number we will input. Customer address we will input. Enter opening and balance. That means at the time of opening the account, the opening balance we have to put. So opening balance we will input, and enter branch name, enter IFSC code. So all these inputs I have to give first. So after giving these inputs, we are going to check one of the condition here. If opening balance less than 1000, if you are inputting the opening balance as less than 1000, so it will print, please enter minimum balance as 1000. Okay, that means minimum balance you have to give 1000. If you will give less than 1000, it will not accept, right? So now here, if you are giving 1000 or more than 1000, then it will go to the else part. So in the else part, what it will do, I am going to show you. Just this part in the output screen I am going to show you first. So here see, this part I am showing, which is selected, right? Enter customer name. So the customer name I am going to input first. So before entering the customer name, I am going to show you my database here. Use BMS. So we are inside BMS database. Now I am going to show you which record I have already inputted, and now I am going to input the new record here, right? So I am going to input, and I am going to show you first. Select star from BMS semicolon enter. Oh, sorry. Select star from BMS, not BMS. I have to give the table name here. Select star from registration. GI. So already I think you know how to see the tables in the database. Just I'm going to show you. If you will write show tables, we are inside BMS database. Now I am writing show tables. In my BMS database, these two tables are there, registration and transaction. Okay, now what we are going to input, this thing, it will go to the registration table. So I am going to show you the registration table first. Select star from registration. Now see, these records are already inputted in the table. These are record, and the last record KKK Fukan is there, right? So now I am going to insert new record. Just see, enter customer name. Just I am going to give here Salman Ali. Press enter. Enter account number. Just I am giving account number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Press enter. Enter mobile number 963636360. Enter customer address. Now I'm going to give the address here as Guwahati, Assam, 781000. Press enter. Now opening balance. Just I'm giving the opening balance as 2000 here. 2000 here. Press enter. Branch name, in which branch he is opening the account. Suppose he is opening the account Zoo Road. Zoo Road branch. Press enter. IFSC code. Suppose I'm giving SBIN 0003232. Done. So what is showing? Record has been saved in registration table. Okay. So now if you will go to this registration table here, just in the MySQL, just select start from registration. Press enter. See here, this Salman Ali is coming in the last 1 2 3 4 5 6 is the account number. So he has deposited like that. So his record has inputted here, right? So now in this window, if you want to see enter registration details we are doing now. So registration details we have inputted. After that, next is what? Show registration details. So if you want to see the registration details, press 2. Just press 2 here. Press enter. Now see, these are the registered customers which are there in my SBI bank. So this is the last record what I have inputted just now. Okay, so it is coming. Now if you want to search, see all records are coming now. Now suppose you want to see only one of the customers report, but okay, now see show registration no, one second, I forgot to say you here this part. I forgot to complete this part. So that means enter thing we have done. This entry what we have entered here in this variable, that thing we have to pass to my database. So that is why how to pass to database. Now see, if your opening balance is more than 1000, so you have to come automatically to the else part. In the else part, this is the SQL query I have written here. Insert into registration values. So these registration values we are inputting. So in the registration table, these fields are there. C underscore name. These are the field name. See, up to here to here, here to here. These are the field name which are there in my registration table. I'm going to show you here. See. So these are the field name. C name, ACCNO, C mobile, address, OBEL, branch. So these are the field name. As it is, what you have given here in MySQL, as it is, you have to give here in this Python file. So see, I have given this. Now values you have written. This is the syntax how I am writing here. So now see, what about this? What about this? How many fields are there? How many values you are passing from this Python file? So here see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 values you are sending from here. So for this 8 values, this 8 curly brackets, opening curly brackets you have to give. These 8 opening curly brackets are there, opening and closing. Then one more thing you see, just I am writing this curly bracket inside single quote, but this curly bracket is not inside single quote. What is the meaning of this? This means if you are sending any character value from here, any string value from here, then you have to write inside this single quote. And if you are sending account number, suppose see this account number I am sending as integer. So see here, this account number I have inputted, I have converted to integer. So this integer value no need to write inside single quote or double quote. So like this you have to write. Okay, and here double quote you have to finish, give one dot here, this is one dot. After that format, this is the syntax you have to write. And I'm giving here, these are the variable names. C names, C name means this variable name I am writing here, this variable name. After ACCNO, this ACCNO is there. This C mobile is there. So these variable names I am writing here, and these are same names I am giving here, but these names are there in the database. Okay, so like this we can insert record into this query I have given. And cursor.execute query, this is the line that you have to write to execute the query. Okay, then this is the syntax that you have to write myaccount.commit. If you are inserting something into the database, that means if you are changing something into the database, then you can write this myaccount.commit. And myaccount.close, that means you are closing this connection. After inserting your record, after completion your task, you are completing your closing this connection. After that, it will print records has been saved successfully in the table. Done. So now the registration task you have done. After that, show registration details, case 2. That means if you will press 2 here, it will show registration details. This part what we have done just now. Okay, so now see how it has executed. It is already in the registration part. See, in the registration file. So here show registration details. So this option is there. For this option you have to press 2 here. So if you will press 2 here, so it will execute this function. This function means registration.show regist details. So this show regist details, one of the function which is there in this file. This is see show regist details. This is the function. Done. So this function we are defining now. So again we are connecting this, the same thing we have to do again and again. We are connecting the database here, BMS, then cursor.execute, one query we are writing here, select star from registration. Already you know why this query is used, to display all records from the registration table. So now we are displaying the record. To display data equal to cursor.fetch all. This is one of the syntax already you have done. So that means, this means it is reading all the records from the database and it has stored there in the data. And for row in data, that means this loop we are taking now, line by line. In data, all records are there, all customers records it has retrieved from the registration database and stored there in data. Now these rows we have to separate. That means one customers, one row it will come, next customer, another row it will come. So like that it has to repeat until how many customers are there in the database. So for that, this loop we are taking here, and row wise we are displaying the record. So that is why all these records are coming separately. See, this is one of the record it has come, this is another record it has come. So like that it is displaying. So search show registration details we have done. Number 3, search customer. Suppose you want to search any of the customer from the database, not all the customers. So for that case you have to press 3. Press 3 for search customer. Press 3 here, press enter. Enter account number. Okay, which customer you want to search. Suppose we have saved this Salman Ali at last customer, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is the account number. Okay, so now I am going to press here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I have given the account number of the customer. Press enter. Now see, his record is coming, Salman Ali, this record is coming. Understood? So like that we can search any of the customer's record. So how it has done in program? So for that, just go to registration file again. So all this thing we are doing in the registration file only. So now see, if your choice is tree, registration dot search regist details. In this registration file, search regist details, one of the function I have done here. Just come down. So here C1, defining the function search regist details. So how to search any customer's record, any record from a database. So for that, again we are connecting the database first. Already you know, to connect the database is the important thing to retrieve the record from the database, right? So now here see AC, so we are retrieve the data, enter your account number. So you are entering the account number in AC. Then you are giving the SQL query, select star from registration, where account number is percentage you have to give here, and where is the account number that you have pressed. You have entered the account number here in AC. So which account number is there? Suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So that account's records only it will display from the registration table. Already you know the SQL query here. Done. So like this we are retrieving the record from any of the selected customer from the registration table, and it will cursor.execute st means this query it will execute. After fetch all, that means all records it will retrieve from the registration table. Then print data. So what it is there in data? Only one record is there, only one customer's record it has retrieved from the database, which account number you have given. So that record it is going to display. Then search registration detail also we have done. So after it, go to the next one. What is the next option? See here, close customer account. So if you will close the account, then it will delete the account from the registration table. Now okay, I am going to show you this one also. So number 4, close customer account or delete customer. So now here see, press 4, press enter, enter account number, which account you want to close. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, this account I want to close here. Okay, press enter, data deleted successfully. Now if you want to show record here in database directly, so you just select star from registration, press enter. Now see, this time this record, this one is the previous record, now this is deleted. Okay, you can see here in Python also. So here see, show registration details, press 2, press enter. Now see, this Salman Ali is not coming, the last record it has deleted. Done. So now see, this search customer, close account already we have done. Now number 5, update KYC details. Suppose any of the customers KYC you want to update, any customers record you want to edit. For that case, this update KYC option is there. For that case, just press 5 here, press enter. So now see, update name. Suppose you want to change customer name. So for that you have to press 1. So see, just go to this file where it is the registration. Yes, so here this delete option, delete customer details. For that, this function is there, registration dot delete regist details. So here if you will press this 4, so this is the delete record. So again you have connected, so delete from registration where account number is this, so delete it, already delete done. So after that the next option is delete record. After that, edit customer, edit regist details. So for that, which I have used here for update KYC. So edit customer register details. So for that, again we have connected this database, update name. So whichever it is there, only this thing it is displaying there in the output string. See, this update name, update address, this part is coming, this part is coming. So when this part will come, again you are giving the choices here. If you will press your choice 1, register, edit name will come, edit name. Press 2, edit address. Press 3, edit phone number. So these are the things that you can edit. Just one of these I am going to show you. All these things I have done. Edit name is also there, edit address is also there, edit phone number is also there. For all the same technique I am using here, just I am going to show you editing any one record from here, or either name or address or phone number. So for that case, just see KKK Fukan. KKK Fukan, just KKK Fukan's name I am going to change here. So for that I need this account number also, 3023030. Okay, enter your choice, update suppose name, press 1. This is update name, so I am pressing here, press 1. So here enter account number. So this account number I am giving here, 3023030. Here I have to give 3023030. This is account number I have given. Press enter. Enter correct name, it is coming. So in place of KKK Fukan, I am going to give here DWP, Deep Fukan, Fukan. Press enter. Done. So now if you want to show, see, press suppose search customer. So for the search customer I am giving here 3. Press enter. Enter account number 3023030. Press enter. So now this time this is coming. See, in place of KKK Fukan, this has done Deep Fukan. So like that you can update the KYC from here. Okay, so after that, back is there, to back to home. So we will return from the registration to the main menu from where we have come, that means bank management. So here if we will press 6 here, so see where we have come, registration. So that means this into this file, this registration we have finished, the registration module we have finished. Now we have to move to the services part. Okay, so the second option is, second choice is services here. So if you will press 2, that means if you will go to this condition, if this condition is true, that means this will run. So it has already done. So now your choice is, suppose number this time this is 2. So if your choice is 2, that means this part it will go. Okay, so here this function it will call. So this is the function call. So which function, where it will redirect? So it will go to the transaction module. One another module is there like registration, what we have done before. So this time transaction, one of the module is there. We have created this module for this services option. Okay, so in this transaction module, this SRV menu, one of the function is there. So we are calling this function. So now the program will redirect to the transaction module. Okay, so now here see, in this folder, in the same folder, here this one in the same folder. So here this transaction module is there. So this registration part already we have done. So now this, in the transaction file, just open this transaction file, right click, open it ideally. So this transaction module we have done. So here see in the main program, this is the main program, bank management system. So here we are calling this SRV menu function. SRV menu function is there in the transaction module. So we are importing this transaction module here. So that's why we are calling this function now. So now here see, this is in the transaction module. So in the transaction module, this is the SRV menu. So this function we are calling now. That means this is the definition part from here to here. This is the selected part only. Okay. So now here in this menu, when we will call this function, so that means this thing will display. So this part will display. In this part, what it will come? Welcome to State Bank of India services menu. So this services part has come. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 services we have given here. So number 1, change branch. if you will if you want to change the branch of a customer, so you can do the change branch option here. If you want to withdraw amount, if you want to deposit amount, if you want to check bank balance, if you want to see the transaction history, so all these things you can do here in the services option. Okay, so now here see, if you enter your choice here, if you are entering the choice 1 here, that means you are changing the branch of the customer. So if you want to change the branch of the customer, this function it will do that. So that means in the transaction module itself, so there is a function that is change branch. So you have to go to that function now. So here see, this is the function define change branch. So if you will call this function, so you have to write the same thing again. So this database we have already created. So how to create the database, I will show you how I have created this database, this BMS I will show you. Okay, so now see BMS database is there. Inside this BMS database, this in the registration part, in the registration table, so in the BMS database registration table is already there, and transaction table is also there already, you know, right? So now what we are doing, we want to change the branch of the customer. So that is why this this update will go to the registration table only. Okay, so now if you will open the MySQL, wait 1 second, I am going to open the MySQL also. So WAM server, this WAM server you have to install already, you know. So in this WAM server, it's coming, wait. So this is the red symbol is coming, it has to become green. Okay, just wait something. Yes, it has come. So go to MySQL. So here it is the MySQL console. Just click on root. Yes, there is no password already, you know. Press enter. Now here see, so we are going to use BMS database, BMS semicolon, press enter. So we are inside the BMS database now. So here already you know the two tables are there. One is registration, so tables. So here two tables are there, one is registration and one is transaction table, right? So this in the registration table we are going to update the thing. So if you want to see here, so select star from registration. Yes, these records are there in the database, in the table. So here see, suppose these are the customers and here the branch name is this, these are the branches. Okay, so now I am going to show you this Deep Fukan, one of the customer is there, his account number is 3023030. okay, and his branch is Zoo Road. So we are going to change this branch, right? So here in the services menu, 3023030. okay, so here in the transaction part I am going to run this file. So it's running. So now we are there in the services, right? So press 2 here, press enter. So here see, change branch option is coming. So press 1 here, see what is coming, enter account number. So our account number was 3023030. So now press enter here, enter new branch name. So our branch name was previously it is Zoo Road. Now we want to change to something else. Suppose we are going to give the branch name as BHANGAGARH Bhangagar. Press enter and IFSC code SBIN 0006323. Thus I have given name. Okay, data updated successfully, right? So now if you want to see it affected in the table or not, just write the same command here, press enter. Now here see Deep Fukan 3023030, here branch name has changed, SBIN this IFSC code has changed, right? So like this we can change the branch of a customer. And after that the next thing what we are doing, so that is withdraw amount. Okay, so to update branch what we have given, this part we have done to update branch. So here see what we are doing, to whose branch you want to update. For that account number is needed, that you have to give the account number whose branch you want to change. For that case we are writing this line, AC equal to input enter account number. So here we have given the account number and enter new branch name we have stored there in NM, and another thing is IFSC code we have stored there in BC. After that this is the command we have written, update registration set branch. This is the SQL query already, you know, set branch So here we are setting the branch. Whose branch we are setting? This account numbers branch we are setting. So what is the new branch name? In the nm, in the nm variable, right? So what we have given. So after that, update registration. So that was the branch name we have sent, and this one is the IFSC code, branch code we have sent. The two thing we have sent here. Done. Now the next option is here, withdraw amount. See, this withdraw amount is here. In the ideal output also there is, this is withdraw amount. See, this is withdraw amount. So if we'll press 2, that means it will withdraw customer's amount. So now I am going to run this program. So here, suppose page 2, suppose this one. See, enter your choice, press 2, press enter. Enter account number, whose amount you want to withdraw. Whose? See, these are the customers, right? So they have the balance, they have total balance. See, this was the opening balance. OBL means this is the opening balance, and this is the total balance he has, the customer have. Okay, so now he is, suppose, see, 3023030, the last customer. So his balance is 2200. Just see carefully, 2200, right? So now I want to withdraw amount. So just go to this file again, ideally. So here the account number you have to give 3023030. Press enter and withdraw amount. Suppose 2200 was there. Now I am giving 500. I want to withdraw from this account. Okay, press enter. Okay, now you have to give the date also, on which date you want to withdraw the amount. So here I am suppose giving 12/12/2021. Press enter. Yes, fund withdrawn successfully. Now if you will go to this table, see, you want to see the balance of this customer. Now just go there, press enter. Here see, this is 1700 now. Previously it was 2200, right? So this function also we have done. So for this function, what we have done, just go to this file and see, press 2. So it is calling this function, withdraw. Withdraw is one of the function is there, which is there in the transaction module itself, right? So now in the transaction module, this is the withdraw function here. So in this withdraw function, what we have done, see, this part we have done here. These two variables we have taken for the processing, and this 3 variable or this 4 variable we have taken for processing. So why we have taken, I will tell you one by one. See, so here enter account number, whose amount you want to withdraw. For that case we have taken enter account number. So that account number we have stored there in AC. After that WA, so enter the amount to be withdrawn. How much amount you want to withdraw from the account, that thing you have to input in WAF variable. After the input, enter date. Date you are entering in TD variable. Then you are giving the SQL query, select total balance. See, select total balance from registration, where account number is this. So from the registration table, previously this is the total balance, right? Total balance is 2200. We have taken from registration table. Total balance 2200 we have taken. Now see where it will go. This 2200 will store there in ST now. Okay, cursor dot execute. So you will, when you will execute this query, so this data it will retrieve the value. So in this data there is 2200 is now. So now here for row in data, now see, actually by default what type of data it will read? It will read tuple type of data. So if we will read tuple type of data, we cannot compare with any of the variable name, right? So that is why we have to convert it into list. So from the list we are going to take the specified amount, which one I want. So that is why I have used this technique, that is for row in data. So row is the variable here, we are using as the looping variable here. So in data, that means what is there in data variable, what is there in data. So all this thing it will come one by one to row. So L1 was the empty list we have taken here, and into this list we have stored L1.append row. So that means it will read the value as tuple. Okay, it will read the value as tuple 2200. It will read as data type as tuple, and it will store. So in the row, actually in the row it is there in the tuple. So now what the value is there, that value we are converting, we are appending into the list. Now the value of the list is here, that is 2200 as the list value. Okay, if it is a list, already you know the first value is stored there in the index number 0, then second value it will store there in the index number 2, third value it will store there in index number 3, like that, right? So now L1, if it is 0, that is 2200. Okay, so that is why now we are going to do what? See, if we are giving one condition WA, that means withdrawal amount that that the customer want to be withdraw. Okay, so that amount if greater than his total balance, how much money he have in the account, if he want to withdraw more than that, then how it is possible, right? So that is why we are giving the condition here. If the withdrawal amount is greater than this one, that means this value 2200, that means insufficient fund, please enter less amount. It will give the message like that. Okay, so if his entered amount is, this condition is satisfied, that means his entered amount is less than the total balance, then it will go to the else part. In the else part, what it is doing, BL, one of the variable we have taken here, initializing with 0, that means integer variable is this. So into this variable we are giving the value, that means L10. So what was this? This was 2200 minus WA, that means his withdrawal amount we are giving here. Suppose he has given 500 here. Now update registration, set total balance here as this one. So that means total balance what it was, so 2200 previously, so now we are updating this BL, that means after deduct the amount that he has withdrawn. Okay, so now you just execute the query, so it will update into the registration table. So that is why actually this is updated as 1700 here. Okay, so now again go to this part, 1700. So again what we are doing, see, one more thing we want to do, that means that he has withdrawn, the total balance has changed in the registration table, but now here we have entered the withdrawal amount also, withdrawal date also, which account withdrawn. So all these thing we are taking as the transaction. Okay, so that is why one another table we have created here in the database as that is transaction. Okay, just I'm going to show you. Select star from transaction, semicolon, press enter. Now see, these are the transactions that I have done. Select star from transaction. So into this transaction table also we are going to store the record, who have withdrawn and how much money and when he has withdrawn. So all this thing we have stored there in the transaction table also. So that is why after withdrawing the amount, we are inserting the record into the transaction table. So this is the transaction table. So these are the field names: transaction ID, account number, transaction amount, transaction date, transaction status, account balance. So these are the name which we have which I have given in the MySQL table. So these names, TID, account number, T amount, so like this serially how it is there. So serially you have to give here. Okay, in the Python also. So that type like that we have given the name here. Then values, so already you know, if you are entering the integer value, TID is the integer here, so we are not writing this curly brackets inside this single quote. And if it is character value, we have to give the single quotes here. So how many values you are giving? 1 2 3 4 5 6 values we are giving here. So 6 curly brackets you have to give here, so like that. Okay, then what values you are going to input there in this into this variable. So these values we want to give. I means, see, this I, what I have given the value as null. Okay, so this i's value we are giving here, this I. So I means the null value we are giving. Why we are giving the null value? Because transaction ID I want to give as automatic increment. So that is why this transaction ID is automatically incrementing 1 2 3 4 5. If you want to do another transaction, automatically it will come as 11. So that is why bank value we are sending from there. So this field I have given as the auto increment field. Okay, so you can see here DESC describe transaction, describe transaction, press enter. See, this TID field I have given primary key and auto increment also I have done here. Okay, so that is why it is automatically incrementing. So null value we are sending from the Python file. So into the first field we are giving the null value, and the next one AC, account number we are giving here, WA means withdrawal amount, TD means transaction date, TS transaction status. Transaction status means he has deposited or he has withdrawal. See this one, TS we are giving by default as withdrawal. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes. By default we have assigned WD means withdrawal. So that means he is withdrawing the amount. So this is the, since we are doing the withdraw function here. So TS means he is withdrawing the amount. Then BL means total, how much balance he has right now. So after doing the transaction, how much balance he has right now. So this thing we are inputting from here. So as the last transaction we have done this one 10 302, this one this customer has withdrawn 500 rupees, and this date, this WD means withdraw, and DEP means deposit. This WD he has done withdraw, and he has total balance right now 1700. Okay, this withdraw function also we have done. Now after withdraw function, what it is there? Yes, see, withdraw we have done. Now the next function is deposit amount. Okay, so now for deposit amount, press 3 is here, press 3, press enter, enter account number 3023030, press enter, enter amount to be deposit. So this time I am going to enter suppose 1000, press enter. Now I have to give the transaction date 14th 12th 2021. Yes, fund deposited successfully. So now you can go to this table again. So here you can see just you can see the registration table also. First, in the registration table, it was previously, this is 1700 after withdraw the amount, right? In the transaction table also, this is 1700 after withdraw the amount. So this time we have deposited 1000. That means it's supposed to be 2700, right? In the registration table, just press enter. See, this time this is 2700 total balance, it has changed. Now if you want to see the transaction table, this time also see number 11, it has come automatically auto incremented. So this account number is there, and 1000 the transaction amount, transaction date is this, he has deposited. So that is why this DEP is coming, and this 2700 total balance is this. Okay, so now if you will go to this function now here in Python, so this is the deposit amount. For deposit amounts, case number 3 is there. So if you will go to case number 3, this deposit function is there. So here this is the deposit function I have done. The same thing what we have done in withdrawal, the same thing I have done here. Okay, so but here the two conditions I have changed, two things I have changed. One of this is this. In the withdrawal amount we have checked if your if his withdraw if the amount he want to be withdrawn is more than his total balance, it will show the insufficient fund, right? But here in this deposit amount, we are going to check if he is entering the value is less than 0, then it will display print enter valid amount. Okay, less than 0 amount he cannot be deposit in the bank, so that is why it will come like that. After that, one another thing here, see, one other thing that I have changed here, this part it was minus, and now this time we are adding the value. Rest all is same what I have done in the withdraw part. You can compare this. Okay, so now again the next function you have to go. Deposit also we have done. The next thing is the check bank balance. Now you want to check the bank balance, how much amount he has in his account. Just press 4 here, press enter, enter account number is there 3023030, press enter. Now he has the balance 2700 is now, see. So already we know 30230 balance is 2700. So how it has come? Just go to this transaction file. So here this 4 check balance, one another function we are calling now. So we have to go to this check balance part. So here this is the check balance part. In the check balance part, you are giving the account number here, and as per the account number, it is searching the total balance from the registration table. Select total balance from registration, where account number is this. That account numbers total, how much balance is there in the registration table, it is going to retrieve and it is going to display, right? Print your account balances data. Data means this executed query. Done. Total balance it has done. After that, the next thing is there, total balance, transaction history. Transaction history if you want to see. So for that case, just press 5 here, press enter, enter account number, whose account transaction history you want to see. So for that 3023030, that account just only I am giving, press enter. So these are the transaction this account number has done. So he has done this 30303 account number, this is the transaction ID, and this is the amount what he has done. This is deposited and this is withdrawn, this is deposited, this is withdrawn, this is deposited. So like that it has displayed. So how much total amount he has right now? 2700. So how it is doing? So just go to this transaction, and here this function is there in the app. See this transaction history number 5. So you have to go to this number 5, transaction his. So this is one of the function that I have done. So just go to this one, his means transaction history. So here in this function that I have done that part. So that means you are going to retrieve all the transactions from the transaction table by giving the account number, which account number has done these transactions. Okay, so that is why select star from transaction where the account number is this. only that particular account's transaction history it will retrieve, and it will display line by line. Done. Transaction history also done. So here we have finished this transaction or services part also. So after finish this services part, we have to back from this menu, right? So to back from this menu, we have to press exit here, number 6. So now this transaction history also we have seen. So now if you want to, now we have finished all these functions from the services menu, have to return to the previous one. That means from where we have come, right? This from services part. So now press 6 here to return from here. Press 6. See? So we have again come to the registration services, and to the main menu we have come, right? So in the main menu, here the next one another function is there, that is this is help desk, right? Press 3 for help desk, one another function that we have given. So press 3 here, press enter. So if you press 3, so this part has come. So for this help desk, already I have created one another, this one. See, this another module I have created here. Just open this module right now. So this help desk we have opened here. So in the help desk part, see here what we have done, this function we have called actually. So here for payment related issue, for any kind of technical issue, for other help, return to main menu. So this part we have given here. So any payment related issue, press 1. That means this function will call pay issue. So it will display only one thing, that for any kind of payment issue, just contact to this number or mail to this number. For any kind of technical issue, just call to this number or email to this mail ID. Okay, this thing will come. Just going to I'll show you the output. So here see, for any payment related issue, press 1. It will display any kind of payment related issue, please contact this contact number. Okay, for any kinds of technical issue, press 2. So it will display like that only. So return to the previous one. So again we have come here, so exit. So this part is there. Okay, this part is there. So now one more thing I want to show you. So here actually this is the file that for the computer science student, where graphical report part is not there, but for IP student that graphical report part is also necessary. So for IP students is the I'm just closing this part. So that is why for IP student I'm going to show you. So here without graphical report, this program I have just executed. Just go to this with graphical report part. So here this bank management system, again I'm going to run, close, I'm just going to close all these windows. So now this is the bank management system, just I'm going to open. So here, so here see one another option that I have given, the graphical report number 4. So if you'll press 4 here, report.grep, this function it will call. So here this report one another module I have created here. So just going to run this module. Yes, this is the report file here, and here see how it will come exactly. So here just I'm going to run this program. See, registration services help desk already we have done. Now this graphical report part is there. So enter your choice, press 4, press enter. Now see account number wise number of transaction report. So for that case, press 1 here, press 1. See how it will come. See like this it is coming. So this is the account number, how many transactions he has done, 5. This is the account number, 1. This is the account number, he has done 1 transaction. This is another account number, he has done 4 transactions. So account number wise how many transactions he has done, so it is displaying here and it is displaying here also. Okay, so how I have done this, for that just close this, and for that you have to go to the report file. So here this is the report file, AWRT, this report, this is the function. Okay, so now this is the function how it has done. So here see the same thing what we are doing here. So all data we are retrieving from the database, already you know how to retrieve, select distinct account numbers we are because in the transaction table the same account number it will store repeatedly. Why? He may be deposit, withdraw, multiple numbers of transactions he will do. So that is why the distinct account number only we are retrieving from the database, and his transaction reports, how many transactions what he has done. So all these things we are retrieving and just displaying the bar diagram or pie chart, whatever it is. So as per your the thing what you have done in classes, so how to display the bar diagram, how to display pie chart, so like that I have done this. So if you will see this, then you will understand automatically. Okay, so this is the part that we have done, AWRT, and this is the graphical report for account wise transaction. The number 2 is account wise transaction type report. So for that case, what we are doing, see, yes, number 2, you enter your choice. I'm entering the choice as 2. Enter account number 3023030. So how many withdrawal or how many deposits he has done? So this part is coming. Deposit he has done 60% and withdraw he has done 40%. So on which date what he has done, so everything it is coming here. Okay, so like that actually we can display the graphical report for IPO student. So for this also one another function that I have done here, so you can see to close. So here see account wise transaction report. For that I am given this function. So in this function this is coming. So fetch all, it is withdrawing how many withdraw status and deposit status. So all these things it has retrieved from the database. Select count T status, transaction status from transaction, where transaction status with WD means how many withdrawal he has done, and this query for how many deposits he has done. Just I have retrieved from the database, and it has stored there in this WD variable and DEP variable, and as per this I am just displaying the this pie diagram. Okay, so this is the part that we have done. So report also we have done. This is a graphical report, and here so we have finished this. So actually this was the project, and for this project I have already shown how to execute the project, and the report file is also ready with me. So this is the report. If anybody want, if all of you understood from this video, then it's okay. You can just write the program and you can submit in your school. But if you want to if you want the soft copy from me directly, you want to print and you will understand from that, and you want to submit at school, so that you can just take from me. You just send me mail to my mail ID, and my team will help you. So they will reply you. So this project soft copy you can take, and this soft copy is ready like this. See, directly you can just go, and here these two files are there. Just print out and enter your teacher's name and all, and your name, roll number, and you can submit in your school. So file is ready like that. Okay, thank you, and hope you enjoyed the video. You understood the program easily, right? So if you want any kind of help, you can just mail me, or you can comment me. I will upload more projects from now, so you will get more ideas from different projects. Okay, already we have done the previous one also. Both the links, all the project links I will upload in the description box, so you can see that from the description box also. Okay, thank you, all the best.